Welcome to the Dynasty Dugout Show, a podcast covering all things minor league baseball. Get a front row seat to the action with everything you need to know about the future stars of Major League Baseball. And now, here's your host, Chris Clegg.
Hello and welcome to the Dynasty Dugout Show. It is Monday, March 10th. It is Spring Breakout week. I'll be heading down to Florida pretty soon. Catch all the spring breakouts, some backfield minor league spring training. We're back to talk about more of the spring breakout games, break those down. Got a lot of good games coming up. We covered the Thursday games already, so you can check out that episode or the YouTube videos. I'll put individual YouTube videos for each game. And we talked about the Dodgers Cubs and the Red Sox and Rays. So we're going to go through Friday's slate today. I'll be a little quicker. I think I was a little long, probably talking about the rosters. But the Cardinals and the Marlins to start us off. This is in Jupiter. I'm highly considering driving over to this game. I'll be in the Tampa area, and it's a long drive. Where we're staying is probably 3.5 hours from Jupiter. But this Friday noon game has some guys that I want to see. One, because there's several young players on the Cardinals roster that have not debuted stateside and are about to, and I definitely want to be a part of that with Rainiel Rodriguez and Yairo Padilla, both DSL standouts last year. Those guys have got a lot of buzz stateside, and I really want to go see them. So I don't know what's going to happen, but I certainly want to get over to that game. There's some dudes in the Marlins lineup as well. We'll just walk through it really quickly. The Cardinals first. Cardinals catchers are very deep. I think Jimmy Crooks is the most underrated catcher in the minor leagues. He's very, very good. They've got Leonardo Bernal, who also can hit for power, very solid bat, and Rainiel Rodriguez, who has gotten a lot of buzz for good reasons. I mean, he's put up really good numbers. There's a lot to like about Rodriguez. I'm curious to see, has he progressed as a catcher? Now, this org has got a young catching coordinator for the first time to work with the younger catchers in a while. So I'm looking forward to seeing, has Rodriguez made progress behind the plate? That bat's absolutely going to play. And they even have Ryan Campos, who they drafted last year. So really stacked group. I'm curious how that balances out. The infield, some guys as well. They've got RJ Yeager, Thomas Sajacy, who's already made his MLB debut. He probably should break camp with the team. We'll see what happens. Cesar Prieto, another one that I like, came over via trade to the Cardinals a year ago. Dakota Harris, Miguel Villarreal. Jonathan Mejia is somebody that I've liked before. He's got big juice in the bat. He's got to make contact. And obviously, J.J. Weatherholt being their first-round pick last year. Weatherholt brings a ton to like to the table. Good speed, good field hit, and sneaky juice. So Weatherholt's going to be obviously a showcase here. And then Yairo Padilla that I mentioned, who one of the buzzier DSL guys where there's a lot to like here. In this profile, up to 6'4", definitely a body that I'm going to see. He's built like a NFL wide receiver. The skills have progressed. How good is Yairo Padilla? We've got several other guys as well. The outfield's pretty deep with Braden Jorbert. You got Chase Davis, who made some swing changes last year, and they really paid off. Nathan Church is one of the more underrated prospects in the system. So he's one that I think he's better than people give him credit for, better than I've given him credit for. So watch out for Nathan Church. Travis Honeyman hasn't got a ton of pro experience, but he was drafted out of Boston College a couple years ago. Hasn't had a chance to make a true impact with injuries. Zach Levinson, I like a lot too. I think he was a 2023 draftee as well. So another one to watch out for in that outfield. Jose Suarez, who hits the ball very, very hard, and Yordan Pena. Now we go to the pitchers. Zach Showalter, completely converted to a reliever. Stuff is nasty, and people don't give him credit he deserves. Fastball is incredibly unique, very high IVB, one of the flattest vertical approach angles in the game. So definitely watching Showalter. They've got Luis Gastelum, Angel Cunisa, hopefully I pronounced that right, Cade Winquist, Osvaldo Barrios, Tyrell Brott, and then the guys that you want to see, Quinn Matthews, he's going to throw several innings, I would guess, and Cooper Jerpy. So you got two really good lefties that could really give the Marlins fits. So that's the Cardinals. Hopefully I went through those quick enough compared to what I've been doing previously, but hopefully that gives you a good idea. The roster is really solid top to bottom. The system's only gotten better. The Marlins are also a very deep system, so naturally this team is loaded. Got Agustin Ramirez at catcher. He's someone I think could spend ample time in the majors this year, just given the Marlins catching situation. Joe Mack, another one. He was a prep catcher, first rounder years ago, and he's slowly come along, and he's looked really, really good. I think that Joe Mack's pretty underrated too. The infield, you've got Davison De Los Santos. Obviously, like, he can mash. He's got big pop. Contact and chase questions, yes, but really good power. Graham Pauley, he's become underrated at this point. The Padres pushed him last year. He went to Korea with them to open the season. He wasn't ready for that, and I think he paid the price, but I'm still interested in Graham Pauley as a good buy low here. You've got Starlin Caba, who is one of the best defensive shortstops in the minors. He came over in the Jesus Luzardo trade, so he was with the Phillies. I saw him last year. He's very smooth at short. He's got a lot of contact skills, but the question is the power with Starlin Caba. So that's an interesting one. You've got Andrew Salas, who literally they just signed like January 2025. That's Ethan's younger brother. Got the bloodlines, Jose Salas as well. So the final brother making his appearance. This is his debut. He's on the Spring Breakout roster, which is pretty awesome. So Andrew Salas will be interesting to watch. He's definitely a glove first type guy, but really solid. Smooth swing, makes a lot of contact. So I'm watching Salas. You've got Carter Johnson, who they drafted last year, prep shortstop with a lot of tools and a lot of upside. Javier Sanoja, who he's versatile. He's good field hit. He made the major league team last year, so Sanoja will be interesting to see. Jared Cerna, who they got in the trade from the Yankees. Cerna is vastly underrated. Very good infielder, good hit, very sneaky power for smaller frames, like 5'8", with some sneaky juice. And Chedry Vargas, who has done some good things with the Rangers. He was traded over this offseason, the Jake Berger deal. Chedry has sneaky pop. He's perfected the pull side power, so pull it to the corner, hit for home runs. He's got speed. He's got decent contact, but very high chase rates. He's around 40% chase rates, which are a little concerning. So, but a lot of guys in this infield to get looks at. The outfield, it's the same. PJ Morlando, first rounder last year. He got hurt in his pro debut, not in the game. He was during a rain delay. They did a weightlifting contest, and Morlando got hurt. So he'll be back in action. It's good to see. We got Dylan Head, who I still really like, a prospect that hasn't been on the field enough to really, showcase what he needs to, but I think Dylan Head could really pop off this year. We've got Kemp Alderman, who has massive, massive power, so Kemp's somebody to watch out for. Andres Valor, he's a sneaky prospect as well, was a big DSL and complex standout. I think he's one that could really pop off. You got Victor Mesa Jr., who once touted, and his brother Victor Mesa was a little more hyped than he was, but Victor Mesa Jr. still brings a lot to like to the table. Andrew Pintar rounds out the outfield. Pintar's a solid player. Came over from Arizona. A lot of these guys came over via trade, so a lot to like here. And this pitching is going to be a lot of fun. They've got a lot of guys. I don't know how it shakes out, though. Like, how do they fit all these guys in? You've got Noble Meyer, first rounder in 2023. You've got Adam Mazer, who has made a lot of changes with Miami. You've got Aiden May, who they drafted last year as well, who's got a lot of talent. Carson Milbrandt, Grant Shepardson was a pick last year. And then you've got the lefties, Thomas White. You've got Robbie Snelling, both those guys, very, very dominant. You've got Dax Fulton, who's coming back from TJ. You've got Keener Benitez, who I really like. He's starting to get more buzz, but one of the more underrated arms in that system. And then Brian Mendoza, who saw in the AFL. Mendoza is another one to watch out for. It's a really fun team. So that's the Miami Marlins. They're stacked top to bottom. How do they get all these guys playing time? We shall see.